and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Psst, we bought that action. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
Did you ever think that you would be in this position right now where your daughter would have some way lose her life?
I didn't want to believe it. All the times I called, sometimes the phone would ring and ring and ring for days. I didn't want to know that she had successfully committed suicide.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out of our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we're staying in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. Like, they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Yam, yam, pam, 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 jam, jam.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, wow.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Speak up, speak up, speak up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
tell Tony, all aboard. It's okay to jump on the love train.
I'm not jumping on the love train.
We might got a couple seats left.
Listen, he ain't going to be, Jordan Love will not be the starter in 5 years.
Trash. That's a trash.
That's just my take.
Now you're trying to string it out.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Well, I'll need some apologies from the staff of 101.7.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. I think the line's messing up. Hey, Eddie. Oh, I guess something happened with Eddie.
Hush up, boy.
And they have an agenda. And the agenda is a satanic one. I don't know why people don't talk about it. You can't talk.
Yo! They just empty.
I want to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cups. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm.
Now, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah.
stand up, stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready, we ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And none but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How you doing, DJ Brother Z?
It's hump day.
And how y'all doing out there in Radio Land? Truth Nation. Thank you for joining me. This May 14, 2025, we got another powerful show for you today. So I'm going to need y'all to open up your ears, okay? Now, we are joined in studio on this beautiful Wednesday by Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. How you doing, Tony Smith?
Excellent.
Hey, look, I saw this statistic and I want to ask you about it. And you know, sometimes
a good one or a bad one?
No, well, you know, I think it's good to know so you can kind of do some preventative action. So like I said, it may be something that you can.
It's preventable.
Get the idea and then say, okay, I can try to prevent it.
All right.
But the thing is, what I saw was they're saying that black men have a shorter lifespan than any other male group.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, what is the contributing factors to the shortened lifespan? And so I went down. That too. That's well, they say that, you know, that mass incarceration thing could be an issue as well. You know? But I'll say this: it's so many different factors in this, and I heard the saying a long time ago that women live longer than men.
Right.
But then when I look at it, and this just men, period. Women live longer than men, I guess, period. But then when you add the little tinge that the black men live a little shorter lifestyle than any male group, now I gotta raise an eyebrow. I need my peace more than ever now. I need to start doing the self-care and have a little peaceful to try to stretch out my lifespan.
How you gonna do it? What's the problem? Well, let's just say what are some of the contributing factors?
Well, systematic racism and stress. They're saying that the consistent struggle against racism and social inequality can lead to chronic stress, altering the body's normal functions and causing physical damage over time.
Stress is a killer. We know that.
Systematic racism and stress. Have you ever faced systematic racism, Tony?
Probably. I don't depend on a lot of people though, so you know.
Not as much.
I'm in a little better position than most, so I'm like, I ain't got to deal with some of it, but I've seen it.
You got friends that have experienced it.
I've witnessed it. Yeah, I've seen it.
Also, they say health disparities.
Oh, yeah.
Health disparities.
Access to health.
Yeah, black men are more likely to develop chronic conditions like hypertension, obesity, diabetes, and strokes, often at younger age. These conditions can increase vulnerability and severe outcomes from illnesses, serious illnesses.
Eating all that bad food.
Hey, the soul food.
Eating all that yes.
What?
I do it at special occasions, but that's it.
What is your diet?
2 or 3 times a year.
How do you know? You got the trainers from the NBA though.
No.
Didn't they have trainers or something? Or you had to get your own trainer?
I was in the old NBA, bro.
Hold on, wait a minute. The old NBA.
I was getting my own food.
What you was eating at McDonald's?
I was eating that fat burger.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And still going out there playing.
Yeah, there was no diet back then.
Oh wow.
Now you can go into the training facility. They can cook you whatever you wanted. But,
do you still have access to some of those facilities?
No.
What are some of the? Do you have any type of connection to the league at this point? I'm talking about like where if you get out of the league, you still can go back and forth on some ideas.
Well, you can go you can go to games like especially teams that you played for. Like there's a retired players association. They have like if you want to go to the All-Star game, they got access to that. They have seminars.
You still work with the players union and stuff like that.
They have a lot of stuff like that. Yeah, I don't personally, but people do.
Okay,
you can if you want to get involved and do something, and if you need some kind of. I mean, listen. At the end of the day, you got to figure that there aren't a lot of people alive who have played in the NBA.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Because
like it's a small group.
It's a small group. Many of them have passed away already. So there's not. It's a very small group. So if somebody really needed something, the NBA is going to take care of them. I mean, they got plenty of money. They gave us free health care. I mean, we get absolutely free health care.
That's powerful.
They got plenty of money.
That's what I'm saying.
They're going to take care of you if you have an issue. Mm-hmm. The thing is, you got to get there. They don't know you need help. Just
you got to go through the process.
Well, no, you just got to contact them. Somebody's got to contact. Like if you know somebody who's in league, like I remember you see all these pictures of like these NBA players down and out. Like
the one that used to play for
like Delonte West.
Yeah, Delonte West.
A big one, right? Like, come on, anybody who knows Delonte West, contact the league. They're gonna help this dude out. He is one of maybe 1,000, 1,500 alive. You don't think they can help? Yes, they can. They got plenty of money to help one of their own in that type of situation. So, like you see all the former players that work for the league in some capacity. There's plenty of jobs like that available. But you got to, I mean, bottom line is, we talked about it before. You got to take care of yourself, Tory.
Right.
You talked about self-care. You got to take care of yourself. Do I want to eat ice cream, cookies all the time? Of course.
Maybe on the weekend.
I mean, no, I would love to eat it every day, but I'm not going to.
Right.
Well, I know it ain't good for me.
Anything you eat overdo is bad for you. Anything you overdo is bad for you.
Right. And you just gotta have a balance. Like
moderation.
Right. I eat a lot of different stuff, but I try to eat at home mostly. I don't go out a lot and eat because you can't control what you're eating. So I'm just trying to control what I'm eating. Luckily for me, I don't eat a lot. I just don't have a big appetite for whatever. I get full pretty quickly and easily. So it's and that's another thing I think you got to turn off in your mind. People just eat till they actually you can feel. If you feel yourself being full, you ate way too much.
But some people eat like comfort eat where they have a lot of stress, and then they eat because of the stress. Like the stress, they eat to create comfort. That's what they say.
Right. And another thing, like to be honest with you, it's probably not great, but sometimes I forget to eat. I'm doing stuff.
You fast?
I forget to eat. No, I'm not fasting. I just forget to eat. It'd be like 2 or 3 o'clock, and I'm like, oh man, I haven't ate yet. Yeah.
You fasting on accident?
I'm just doing stuff, right? I haven't eaten yet, so it just happens sometime. But that's probably not the best thing. But you should. But like you talk about comfort eating or eating because you're under stress or whatever. But you shouldn't be eating also like you shouldn't be looking forward to food.
Like 3 meals a day.
I'm just saying, like,
ooh,
I can't wait to eat this. No, I don't. I can't get 3 meals.
DJ Brothers, do you eat 3 meals a day?
Probably.
Depends on what day it is.
Well, I never eat breakfast. I wake up. I'm never hungry when I wake up. I have a cup of coffee, and I think I sometimes I'll have a banana or toast because I take some vitamins, so I want to have something in my stomach. So I'll eat a banana or a piece of toast, just to.
Right.
To have the vitamins.
Well, as black men, and when we talk about the things that we have to face, the economic ideas we have to face, the health ideas, the stress level, the racism in America, things like that, these are all contributing factors. But how can we get around some of that? Because I'll say this, once I hear information, I'll start trying to plug in ideas to avoid.
Right, try to fix the problem.
Right. That's how my brain works. So when I automatically read this, I just felt like, okay, now I understand that. Now that you got the knowledge and understand that these are these factors here that's creating this shortness of life, now let's start working towards surrounding yourself with people that are more solution-driven than toxic, because that'll help out right there. Sometimes you surround yourself with people who got high blood pressure or who's very chaotic, and then you get some of that stress because you're dealing with that.
Yeah, or people with bad habits. Same thing. You're around bad habits enough, you're probably going to fall victim to those same bad habits.
Right.
Somewhat. So you don't want to get caught up in that. Similar to you tell kids, don't surround yourself with good friends. Don't be hanging out with those knucklehead friends, because they're going to get you in some knucklehead stuff. And now you're going to be in trouble, and you ain't even that type of dude. So, and
we talk about relationships a lot. You got to be careful, because that could be a contributing factor to stress.
So. Yep.
It seems like now people are willing to deal with more stressful relationships because they feel like this is the way relationships are. Like, and sometimes I feel like they don't have to be this way. Relationships should be a helpmate idea where
supportive.
Yeah, a supportive,
healthy, positive
concept.
Support.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a healthy concept, but many times a lot of people don't see relationships as that healthy concept. They just think that the drama and the back and forth and the topsy-turvy and the breakup to makeup and that all comes with saying I'm with you.
I think like sometimes, like you say, like there'll be a disconnect between, like, so say me and you are boys, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm talking, I'm like, Tory, man, like maybe you've mentioned it before, like, man, I need to get in shape. So then I'm like, hey man, listen, I'm gonna help you out. Like, we ain't going to Fat Burger today. Let me show you how I eat. Let me show you how I juice. I do.
Let me show you what LeBron
do. This. Right. Let me show you some good habits.
The Bron diet.
That you should probably try to start incorporating. You're not going to change your diet overnight unless you got mad discipline. Most people don't, so you're not going to do it. But you got to gradually get into something. I'm going to show you. Look, I eat this for lunch sometime. I'll let you try it. Oh, I like that. I could do that for lunch.
It tastes good.
Yeah, I could do that for lunch one day.
I think when people think about diet, they think about they can't eat all the things that they like.
Right.
And so it's torture.
Yeah, most people could do with portion control just to start. Like, eat the same thing you're eating, but control the portions first. Let's start with that. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just eating too much, right? Too much of whatever you're eating too much of it. You can start with that. Then most people probably could eat healthier. I mean, even I have room to eat healthier.
Right.
So, but that requires, all right, I got to cook some now. You can't be eating out all the time.
You got to go in that kitchen.
Eating out all the time. Quick stop at McDonald's, that's going to be counterproductive.
And to me, you got to have a knack for cooking. I mean,
no.
So I mean,
I don't have a knack.
I'm talking about to go into when people take things and make it taste like things, like when they do the vegan meals, but they say it tastes like chicken and stuff like that.
Right. So you're going to the next level.
But I'm just saying, like,
but that's why
they would eat that though.
Right. That's why I tell some people, like, if you're cooking already and you're making bad stuff, you already got a leg up because you could just cook healthy stuff.
Well, they fried chicken.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're a cook
the chicken strips
and you're actually cooking at home,
and the honey mustard and the sweet rays.
Right.
I'm just trying to tell you.
Yeah, that's
you wash it down with some soda, some lemonade, or something like that, with some Kool-Aid.
Get healthy. But what I was saying before, like you can probably take some criticism from one of your guys, right? But what happens if your partner tries to say, "Hey, we need to start watching your diet"?
I think
how's that going to be received?
It seems like that would be better because they would be willing to work with you, because y'all sharing the same cabinet. Y'all sharing the same foods.
I could see a man receiving that well. Do you think a woman would receive that well?
Some people are very sensitive about.
This is what I'm saying.
You got to be very careful how you approach somebody.
I'm looking out for you.
Because some people.
I'm looking out for your best interests, but I got to be careful.
I'll say this. Some people mean well, but they delivery is off. Like that's
sometimes.
What you gotta, all right, I'll say
delivery is not a factor here. I'm giving you the pertinent information that's vital for you.
But I ain't hearing
I
it
don't
like
care
that.
How I deliver.
It ain't coming in my ears like that. It's coming through like you insensitive.
Put your sensitive. Take your sensitive filter off.
I wish they could, because I'll tell you, I wish that people could just, hey, this is how I feel about it. Let's try to make some changes, and they receive it like that. And I think that most people, they don't want to be accountable when somebody's trying to tell them something. I'm not talking about political ideas. I'm not talking about. Right. I'm talking about like when it causes self to really improve self.
But they want to wait until the doctor says, "Oh, your numbers are high. You're this. You're headed towards being diabetic. You're doing like." Why you?
Because
you gotta wait?
I know a lot of people when I was coming up that told me that the doctor told them something and now they got to change. Like it wasn't because of them. Right. It was because the doctor said, "Hey, you may have this issue if you continue this way." Now they make the big deal to make the changes, which is really a reactionary type.
Right. When you could have avoided that behavior. A long time ago.
Yeah, but a lot of people are reactionary though.
Right. You could have avoided it a long time ago.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation with Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
This is 101.7 The Truth, Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
What are some of the things that we need to really focus on to get our fair share of these opportunities, i.e. access to capital?
It's very important to always think about building a strong business plan, understanding the financial parameters around what you're trying to accomplish, building great networks and great relationships so you can have partnerships in building out your dream, and then finding a good financial partner like Old National to help really orchestrate your vision of the organization. And then, as you know, DT, you wouldn't be where you're at because you're phenomenal, doing great work. And then you have to really have to go to work. If you have that dream, you have that vision, the business plan, the financial piece, then you have to really work at it and keep building.
Learn more about the Old National Bank Small Business Empowerment Loan by visiting oldnational.com/small business or contact a small business banker at Old National Bank.
What if you could ask a question that leads to cleaner water, discover aspects of the far reaches of space, or journey deep into data to improve healthcare? Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee ask questions, find answers, and add to our understanding every day. Progress starts with the question. It starts at UWM, the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity can help make it happen. With little to no down payment and average monthly mortgage payments of $950, you can build a brand new home you love without breaking the bank. And you won't do it alone. Habitat provides the coaching, education, and support to guide you every step of the way. Stop renting and invest in a new home you can truly call your own. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth, the Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Finna feed all the
Left cheek, right cheek, down on mama thick. She told her friend she wanna and made a lick. God damn, I love that freak. Freak, let me see about it. Is it skeet, let me see about it. Like a coupe, skirt, she got a new body. Big check, where it's at, let me see about it. Pop it by the city, come and see about it.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Tony Smith.
1, 2s, and 3s back there.
I got a question. I seen this conversation going on online, and I wanna bring it to you because you single, you out here,
I ain't out here. But
I mean, you looking around. You looking around. DJ Brother Z, you looking around.
He said you looking around.
I mean,
don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right, okay. Y'all just looking straight then. Right. Y'all just standing in the club. Y'all ain't seeing none of the action going on around.
For nothing.
Y'all just looking straight.
Trying to figure out what I'm playing next.
Oh wow.
I'm like, what's that game that you ever played a game back in the day? Smear the Queer, it was called.
No.
Like if you had the ball, everybody tries to tackle you, and then somebody rip it from you. That's what they used to call it.
King of the Hill.
Whatever. Yeah, several names, same game, but I never heard King of the Hill. But that's what we used to call it, and it was just like that's like I'm avoiding people right now.
Okay, well I'll say this.
I'm in avoidance mode.
Who should the woman initiate the idea of marriage in the relationship? Or should the man initiate the idea? Should the woman initiate, I want to get married to the male? Or should the male say, I want to marry you?
You know what Kevin Samuel said, right? He said that women control access to sex, men control access to marriage.
Right. But I think nowadays, a lot of things are blurred. A lot of the lines between male and female have at least been blurred more than now that I see than ever.
Yeah, but that's the whole narrative that's out there. Like women will be bugging the guy to get married, right? Like, when do we get married? When are you gonna put a ring on it? When are you gonna do this? Like, you don't.
But who should be like the man? Should the woman wait until the man comes up with the conversation?
Well, the man got to be ready.
Or should the man?
Like, you gonna force a dude to marry you?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just talking because I saw a conversation where more women are, hey, I'm not getting involved unless we aiming for marriage.
Correct. I understand
and I can understand that.
Yeah, I understand that.
But what I'm saying is that something
But
that
I don't think you want to be in a situation where you asking a dude or trying to pressure him into it. I would think as a woman you'd want him to be the one saying, "Hey, you're marriage material. Let me wife you up."
I don't.
As opposed to her asking. That seems.
We living in modern times.
I know, but
I don't see that happening.
I mean, basically, he ain't asking because he ain't ready. And what's the issue? The deal with men is really like.
Well, then I'm gonna go find somebody else.
I gotta know I gotta be able to support you because that's the other thing. The women, it's always about like you got to be able to support me.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
so he's got to be ready for that. If he ain't ready for that and he ain't asking, why are you pressuring him?
So I always tell people may be still building. But they want the relationship while they build. So a lot of people want the finished product too. You know what I mean? So a lot of people want you at your finished product. And that may take some time.
Yeah, then you got to wait.
And so I think a lot of times when you look at these arguments on both sides, there's some legitimacy on both sides. But I think that when you meet somebody, they're still developing unless they already are at the finished product. And many times when you want a relationship, these people are in the middle of their journey. And are you willing to walk with them? That's the point. Are you willing to walk with that person until they get to the finish line or get to where they think they need to be?
I need a man with 6 figures.
And what is that percentage of men that actually make 6 figures?
Very low.
Okay, so I mean the numbers are not in your favor.
That's like a narrative that somebody put out there once.
I hear it all the time.
No, I do too.
And I think that people, both sides are becoming more delusional with each other.
Right.
I hear it on both sides because I look at the comments and I be like, wow, like it's powerful things being said on both sides, but what they're forgetting is that you got to start a journey with somebody. And if you're not willing to start that journey with that person and you want everything to be perfect when you meet this person, you may be in for a big surprise.
Looking for a needle in a haystack.
You may be in for a big surprise.
A very small percentage that's going to fit that bill.
Hey, look.
And then they got to like you. That's the other problem.
And that's a whole nother thing. A lot of people.
First problem is finding the one.
And to tell you the truth, when you are making six figures, people know that you're going after them, not because you like them, it's because you want the provision.
Correct.
So that's a whole nother game. That's a whole nother game within itself.
And if you are making that, you got a lot of choices now.
Right, but you know that those choices are not because they like you.
Well, some of them, but I'm saying like
you might be ugly and they might want the provision.
You might have
You
might have 5 or 6 that aren't in it for the provision. Right? We'll throw away 5 or 6 that are in it for the money. We still got 5 or 6 who are not in it for the money.
Right.
Now I got to choose from them.
If you can find,
you got choices.
I ain't saying.
I'm saying the guy.
I ain't saying they're
got choices.
A gold digger.
Right. Well, we're gonna weed them out. You can weed them out easy. They're easy to weed out.
Okay. All I'm saying is, I think both sides are starting to become so far apart. As every year goes by, you see these different conversations, and they keep these things alive. And more times than not, nobody's saying, "Hey, how can we come together? How can we work together because I know you're still developing. I know you're still not the person. You're still working on yourself. I'm still working on myself. Yeah. Maybe we don't have the finished product right now. But I love you enough to take this journey with you. And I'm not seeing that. I'm just saying you better have this. You better do that. I expect this. I need you to do that for me.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good, but it ain't happening a lot.
It sound like good. A mess to me because I think that we forget that nobody's where they are going to be when you meet them. So if they could be broke today riding a bus, finish school, and be successful in probably 5 years, right? But do you want them at the point where they riding a bus, or do you want them at the point once they get the success? Hey.
That's... yeah, I think a lot want the success.
That's right. Then they mad because the girl that was in the school with him on the side rooting for him, once he get that degree, he gonna try to get that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Hey, all right. Well, look, when we come back, we'll have a Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
Sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin' and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Brewers are on a rough stretch, dropping their second straight game to the Cleveland Guardians Tuesday night, 2-0. The offense has been blanked 4 times in May, with the bats continuing to struggle and staying battle-tested.
We've kind of squandered because we're off to such a great start last year, and we never had to worry. You know what I mean? Well, we did, but you know what I'm saying? By this time, we were off and running and 4 or 5 game lead probably, and things felt good. You know, these young guys were believing, and it was fun.
Milwaukee now sits at 20-23 on the season, trailing the first-place Cubs by 5 games in the NL Central. They'll try to avoid the sweep Wednesday afternoon before heading back to Milwaukee. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? I'd like to welcome to the stage Tony.
Thank you. Far too kind.
Entertainment, current events, and trending topics. You get it all on the Culture Report with the Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith on the Tory Lowe Show. Here is your host, Tory Lowe.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Tony, day 3 of the Diddy trial.
That's ugly.
Hey, it's going on right
ugly.
now. And, you know, you've been in Hollywood. You was out in L.A.
I was.
You was around the Hoopers.
Wasn't none of this mess, though.
I mean, you got friends that got, you know, lifestyles and they, you know, maybe, you know, some things that they like to do, you know, that look, get a little freaky or whatever. But Diddy in trial for what he's doing in the bedroom.
What he was doing.
Yeah.
Doing that now.
Well, you never know what's going on in the prisons if he might.
No, he might
got a lot
he might be thriving in there.
He might be thriving in it. I don't know. Damn.
Oh, Diddy. Man, Diddy is cooked, I believe. It's just too many witnesses. Too many people have seen stuff. And, you know, typical of a person of that stature, they just try to buy themselves out of problems. Somebody saw something, you know, the security guard from the hotel was talking about, he tried to offer him some money. Say, hey, just forget about this.
Right, tried to throw him a few dollars.
Right, forget about this, I'll take care of you. It's like,
But they took a while for it to come out, though. The tape did. stall for a second.
Yeah, right. But that itself is also an issue. But like the one escort who testified was saying that Diddy used to hire him to come have sex with Cassie and do all kind of crazy stuff.
Right.
But he said he got freaked out the one time that Puffy beat her up in front of him.
In the other room.
In front of him.
Oh.
Yeah. He was beating her down, he said. And then he couldn't perform after that. And it was like, I was just too freaked out. But like you said, people were asking him, like, why didn't he come forward?
Why didn't he tell?
Well, he's like, how much money this dude got? Like, I'm not gonna die for Cassie. I feel bad what happened to her, but I'm not gonna die because I told. Like, ain't no telling what this dude gonna do.
Do you think that people feel that if a person is powerful, that it adds to them being more submissive to what they want?
Yeah, because people live in this country, they live in the world, they see what people with money get away with and can do. Like you look at this. Look at the Epstein thing. Like all of a sudden that he goes to jail. Then all of a sudden he kills himself in prison with a guard supposed to be watching over the cell. Like
in a highly protective
right
part.
How is he disappearing? Like come on, like something ain't right here. Like so it's just too much. People are, and rightfully so. You should be leery of people with too much money and power, because like this guy was saying, like I'm nobody. They could easily do something to me, especially a guy with that. I mean, Puffy, you go pay some dude $1 million, which ain't nothing to Puffy. He go take care of this dude.
I'll say this. When I see things like this and I talk about how they highlight certain things, this is all bedroom activity I'm hearing from him and Cassie. Like however they decide to get down. When you talk about human trafficking, you talking about somebody making somebody do something against their will. When you talk about things that people do and say in the bedroom.
But why doesn't this?
I'm just saying.
Okay, but so let's just say
maybe the next witness may be more of a human trafficker.
I'm just saying. Let's look at it this way. Let's say there was a owner of a business who had was having an affair with his secretary or something, right? Well, under the laws, that's illegal, right? So because he has some kind of power over her, right? Like you can't be messing with your employees. But
a lot of people do that.
But it's an HR nightmare if the employee starts to complain. Like now, all of a sudden, like if you messing with the secretary, you can't fire her now because she's gonna say you fired because I stopped having sex with him.
So it's kind of like
you can't do it. It's just
blackmail or something.
It's that assumed power that this boss has over the secretary is the reason why she's having sex in the first place. That's why it's illegal. That's why you're going to get in trouble. You're going to lose your business. You're going to get sued. Everything you're going to lose, right? Because you have that power. It's sexual harassment. That's what it is. So. You go to any HR, you're going to be in trouble. Done.
Well, I'll tell you this.
But what I'm saying
sexual harassment is tough when you have to go through it, especially if you are the manager and things like that, because you're supposed to be there conducting business.
Correct.
And then you took it into a personal space. So that's always going to be tough.
And you can.
It's going to be tough to try to get through that.
That's why it's going to apply to this, because Diddy is the boss. Cassie is, making music under him. She probably feels like that escort felt. Like, I don't have a power.
Like a 10 album contract?
Yeah.
She only put out one album?
He's the boss.
Right.
So he's got her, just like a lot of these people. Like, he has something that they want. So he's in an advantageous position, and he can't abuse that power. So, it may not sound like the traditional trafficking, but I think that, if I'm on the jury, I'm kind of seeing it like you got too much power over this girl. Like, you're in control of her career. Same people like the R. Kelly stuff. Like, they see you as somebody who controls their future. They want to get something, and now it's like, this person has the power. I can't really say no to this person because there goes my career. There goes my opportunity. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna. I'm thinking that the jury will be understanding of that dynamic and that concept, and they're gonna. I think Diddy's in big trouble. That's what I think.
Well, we're going to keep everybody up to date. This is the third day of the Diddy trial. If we get any shocking news, DJ Brother Z is on it. I want to go to these playoffs when we get back. I want to talk about the NBA playoffs. A lot of shocking... a
lot of craziness going on.
A lot of shocking... ideas coming out of the playoffs this year as far as teams that they didn't think could actually, advance like this.
Well, they weren't.
They weren't on the radar like that.
Right.
But we're going to talk about it when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to partnering with local organizations and supporting Black-owned businesses. We are proud to call Milwaukee our city and promise to be a positive reflection of our community. We look forward to celebrating Black culture and excellence with you every day as we make history and continue to uplift the voices in our city. Join us for the journey at the new 1017 The Truth, founded by Gruber Law Offices, Milwaukee Black Talk.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at omegasecurityguard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Experience some of the most cherished popular music of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound, May 23rd through the 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Byron Stripling will lead the MSO and an exciting trio of vocalists that include Broadway superstar Chester Gregory, Ashley J., and Brick Liam in a musical sojourn of hits made famous by legendary talents such as Lou Rawls, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, and The Temptations. Songs like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm Coming Out will come alive in fun and stylish arrangements that are sure to have you dancing and humming along in your seat. Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound runs May 23rd through the 25th only. So lock up your tickets right now by calling the box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I be sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I could trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely from.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brothers in the ones and twos. Pop Culture Report brought to you by Marquette Hall of Famer Tony Smith. Tony Smith, the Knicks.
Knicks and Nets, give me a high five.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, the New York Knicks are surprising the league right now.
They are. I mean, they are.
They're surprising the league.
I mean, it's just because they're beating the Celtics.
And
right?
the Celtics are
the reigning champs.
The elite in the East.
Yep, they're reigning champs. Number 2, obviously, a lot of people probably picked them to go back to the finals.
Right.
Which is a good pick. But, I mean, the thing you got to look at, and, you know, you're going to get a lot of people talking about, you know, Jason Tatum's injury. But you got to be honest. They were winning that game with Jason Tatum playing.
Right.
Then he got hurt, so Boston was not going to be able to make that up. They were too deflated mentally to come back from that with so little time on the clock left and the situation, and they saw Tatum couldn't walk on it. They know it's a non-contact injury, which is always bad. So they knew it was bad. So mentally, that hurt them. So they were going to win that game. But Tatum played most of that game, and he was killing most of that game. So I think he had 40-something points in that game. So, and they were still going to lose. So you don't try to take anything away from the Knicks with that, talking about that injury. So,
well, I'll say this. I said something that the Knicks were playing actually good enough to beat the Celtics the way they are put together.
And it's
they are playing good enough to beat them fully loaded.
Yes, they were beating them fully loaded. That's the thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. Tatum was out, but that game was already over with Tatum in there and Tatum killing them. Tatum had 40-plus points. So you got to look at the Knicks as not such a big surprise, I think. I think the surprise is that, oh, man, everybody thought the Celtics were going to go back to the finals. That's the only surprise. It was a 2-3 matchup, Tory. It wasn't like it was a 1-7.
If somebody would have told me that the Knicks was going to beat the Celtics in the playoffs at this level,
right,
you would have thought they was delusional.
I would 100% pick the Celtics, 100%, because I thought they were the better team. But again, that's why you play the series.
And the Pacers, here come the Pacers.
Pacers, a little bit bigger surprise.
Pacers, like I said, if you'd have told me that the Pacers would have had this type of momentum this late in these rounds of the playoffs, in this second round of the playoffs, I would have thought, oh, you just making something up. But there's once again 2 teams that have shocked the playoffs, that are performing at a high level and playing great basketball right now.
Yeah, the thing about the Pacers, like, we know they beat the number 1 seed. They're playing great, obviously. But the crazy part is that how deep the Pacers are. Like, they don't really have that mega superstar. Now, Siakam, he's won a championship before. He is a guy that they can go to, but they don't rely on one guy. Like, you see most teams, right? Like Denver, we're going to rely on Joker and Murray.
Right.
OKC, we're going to rely on Williams and SGA. Golden State, Curry's out now, but it's Curry, Draymond Green, and now Jimmy Butler. Like, you can look at most teams and say, here's one guy, here's 2 guys. Like, Boston was Tatum and Green, right? Brown, Tatum and Brown. The Pacers aren't like that. Pascal Siakam is their best player, there's no doubt, but we've seen Halliburton show out. Neesmith is unbelievable. Miles Turner had humongous shots last night. Nimhard had a humongous shot.
They are
Toppin
playing
comes
with
off the
a
bench.
chip
Shepherd
on their shoulder.
They got so many dudes that can play.
The Pacers are playing with a chip. The New York Knicks are playing with that chip. And you see OKC, they all got something to prove. All these teams right now, they feel that they got something to prove. And these teams,
everybody's trying to play
these commercialized teams, the Golden State, the Nuggets, the Lake, all these highlighted teams, when you turn on the TV, that's all they talk about. I think that these teams feel like they got something to prove right now.
Yeah.
They're playing at a higher energy level, too.
I just think like the playoffs are so emotionally charged. Like when you get some kind of advantage or you get that momentum rolling, a team becomes very dangerous when they get confidence. So what you see is those two teams. Indiana got a lot of confidence from the Milwaukee series, handling the Bucks like that, and then New York comes in here and they're taking down Boston at full health. So they're feeling good. And, there's a lot. The narrative is that New York stole a couple of games, right? Which, this is what happens. The games come down to the final minutes. Somebody got to make a big play. Right now, the Knicks have Jalen Brunson. He's making big plays.
Right. and he's been doing it for a while now.
He's been doing. He's the number one clutch player in the league. He's been. That's why you don't want to be in a close game with New York with Brunson out there. This dude's gonna make big shots in the big moments, and that's what he did to Boston. When Boston should have won a couple of games, they should have go ahead and finish that game up. The Knicks come out of nowhere and make shots on you. Cat Towns making big shots. So, I'm looking forward to the Pacers-Knicks matchup.
That's going to be powerful.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Hey, I'm excited to watch the playoffs this year. I mean, despite the Bucks not being in the playoffs, I'm still locked in.
We got to look at the West. We talking about the injuries. The Steph Curry injury kind of got the Warriors. They were looking not bad. Then Steph goes down. Like, you just are not going to have a chance. Like the emotional lift that gives Minnesota when Steph goes out.
Right.
Too great.
Now it's time to just put him away.
Right. And Jimmy Butler's not a volume shooter guy. He's not going to shoot a lot of shots, so he's not going to be able to carry you that. Occasionally he will, but on the norm,
he has spurts of hustle. Hustle spurts but in certain points in the game.
Well, the problem is scoring. You're missing so many points. You're missing 30 points with Steph.
Yeah.
Now you got to make that up. Like, you can't score less. You got to make that up. So, and Butler's not the guy to do that because he's not a big volume shooter. So they have problems doing that. Buddy Hield's trying to do it. Buddy Hield is not Steph Curry. Buddy Hield would be a secondary type Steph Curry. He can shoot it. But if he's got to be the main guy, it's a different thing.
Yeah, it ain't going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen consistently.
I appreciate you for the
beat Steph Curry.
Culture Report. Tony Smith, thank you for rolling through on this Wednesday.
Yeah, y'all have a good weekend.
Hey, I'll see you Monday.
Hump date. Later.
All right. When we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
It started with a prediction.
We'll go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
Truth Nation, let us talk our ish for a moment. There is no other station in the country where you get a front row seat to hear from some of the biggest names in politics, pop culture, and sports. People like Grammy Award winner John Legend.
Knowing that fight isn't over, knowing that we've got to stay motivated and stay inspired. Glory was a song that myself and Common wrote. 2 brothers from the Midwest, from Chicago and from Springfield, Ohio.
Oscar Award winning actor Don Cheadle.
I know that we're the bright, shiny thing that sometimes gets the attention, but I would say don't listen to celebrities. You don't have to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. One person is in custody after a fire at the downtown college. Surveillance video showed the person intentionally set a chair on fire on the third floor of the Student Center at Milwaukee Area Technical College around 6:40 a.m. Tuesday morning before fleeing. 2 employees quickly put out the fire, but it did trigger the sprinkler system, causing water damage throughout the building. Milwaukee police arrested the suspect later that afternoon and is recommending arson charges. The Student Center remains closed on the downtown campus today, making more administrative cuts within Milwaukee Public Schools. Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casilius plans to eliminate 31 positions in the central office as part of her reconstructuring plan. She says these cuts will focus more support on teachers and students.
We would look at the job embedded positions in this actual school building to be able to support our teachers, and they'll always then have somebody right at hand to be able to support their instruction in the classroom.
As part of the reconstructuring, Dr. Casilius also eliminated regional superintendents and intends to hire a chief operations officer. The use of cell phones will be out of the school's control and into the hands of the state. State lawmakers are debating a bill to add Wisconsin to the growing list of states banning K-12 students from using cell phones in schools while classes in session. The bill proposes that school boards adopt a uniform cell phone policy with exceptions for emergencies, health needs, and educational purposes. The bill would require schools to implement cell phone policies by July 2026. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And at the top of the hour, I talked about black men having the shortest lifespans. This is what they say, according to a study, that they have the shortest lifespans of any Americans. And I want to talk about that because I'm a black male. I'm trying to live a long, healthy, prosperous life, but they just came up with a bunch of things that kind of worked against the concept of having a longer life as a black man. And this is where I want to open up the lines because I need the black man to chime in on this. Are they feeling some of these systematic issues, and how are they dealing with it? Because we want to live a long time. And I want to just understand and moving into the future ways that we can get around a lot of this, because I remember somebody told me a while back when I was coming up, they said that women will outlast their husbands. Most women will outlast their husband. And I was like, okay, that was an interesting, that's interesting. But then when it came to me being black, does that mean that, what does that mean? DJ Brother Z, how long you want to live? Do you want to live a long life?
Yeah, we here for a good time, not a long time.
Oh, have you came to the conclusion that, hey, whenever God call you, that's when it's time to go?
Yeah, I ain't got no choice regardless, so
you going up yonder. And I know we all gonna meet our maker, meet our day gonna come. But they're saying that a lot of the stressful ideas, striving to succeed in the face of social inequality and structural racism can cause lasting physical damage. The stress is enormous, and people don't give up. This is what the people are saying, and the thing that, we keep continuing to strive through stress, and many times that causes health concerns. And you know what? My grandmother told me something a long time ago that always sticks with me to this day. She would look me in the face and be like, stress will kill you. Stress will kill you. That's what she used to say. And you know what I told her? That's why I never really tried to stress my grandma out. She scared me, DJ Brother Z. I would never, if something bad happened, I wouldn't say nothing to my grandma because I didn't want to stress her out, because I didn't want her to die. She put that in my mind about not getting on her nerves. She said, that I would never say nothing. No matter what I was going through in life, I would go by grandma's house. I wouldn't tell her what happened. I would go sit on her couch, and then I'll lay down and go to sleep. And for some reason, she knew something I wasn't telling her something. So she would go get the blessed oil. My grandma was the mother of the church. So she used to have this olive oil that was, I guess the olive oil was prayed on at the church. She kept the blessed oil. Some of y'all remember grandma with the blessed oil. If y'all got a grandma, had the grandma with the blessed oil, hit me up in the chat. They act like they don't know what I'm talking about. But for all y'all prayer warriors out there, for those that know, that blessed oil. They used to have the blessed oil. She used to put the blessed oil on me, oil my forehead up, and pray. And I didn't even tell her. I didn't tell her what was going on. But I'll say this. That got me through. It got me through. Smith in the chat, Smith Black says, bad food, bad stress, bad water, bad outlook equals bad lifespan. That's what they saying. And I'll say this. Every day is another day to get it right. And you don't always, I feel stress when I have to deal with a bunch of issues in the community. I feel stressed because I'm trying to resolve 20 different problems at one time. And then that ain't even considering the things and goals that I want personally. This is outside of what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do and be in this world, because I'm an advocate. So I'll say this, the stress is real. A lot of times, as men, we don't want to talk about it. We got to take it like a man. DJ Brother Z, when you feel stressed, do you feel like you got people to talk to when you stressed out?
Yeah.
So you'll call and try to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah, I'll just text them.
Yeah, I mean, some people need outlets and some people need others to just listen. Sometimes it ain't nothing somebody can do. But sometimes being able to get it out and talk to someone is powerful. That's why they always tell people to go to counselors. They neutral. They ain't supposed to be telling your business. And it's supposed to be a safe space. And I believe we got to work on becoming a better safe space for each other. Because some people are suffering in silence. And then when it's about to explode, then that's when you see that they need the help. When they about to just flip out. Now you seeing what happened. Now everybody concerned because the person started lashing out in a way emotionally and verbally, and now you can see it. And then many times at that point, we just reacting to it. But I'll say this, if you're living in a house with a black man and you have a black man around you, create a safe space. I know we talk about, all these other different ideas, and I hardly ever get on the air and talk about specifically needs of black men. I just talk about relationship things, but we're not talking about relationships. We're talking about the life expectancy of a black male right now. And some of the contributing factors to that shortened life expectancy, and a big part of it is stress and structured, systematic racism. And I always tell people, as a black man, when you out here, sometimes they want you to feel, or not want you to feel, sometimes you have to be docile so you don't offend nobody. And you feel it. You don't want to say how you really feel. You don't want to use that bass in your voice. So you got to laugh. You got to feel like everything is all right. For some reason, I always see that black men feel like they got to cater and be motivational and happy and, almost non-threatening, because we were taught when you become threatening, you're angry, you're violent, We try to avoid that. Either they label you as that or you docile. Where you just want to make everybody laugh. Have you ever seen a person with an overly sense of humor where they just trying to make everybody laugh? They said that those are people who's some of the saddest people. We got to be a safe space. We got to start creating that safe space for one another. And I'll say this. Understanding that we are in a fight against structured racism. And understanding that and having the empathy because of that, that'll go a long way. That'll help everybody overall. Because if you got somebody that has a safe space, a male with a safe space, that all of a sudden he starts to be understood. Many times we can't even say all of the real things that we want to say because people get threatened. People feel like, I'm finna call the police. Hey, they better try to call the police on somebody. Kawanda Dukes in the chat says, unspoken language. It was times I would call my grandma from my tone alone. She would say, what's on your mind? Yeah. Amen to my grandma. May she continue to rest in peace. Grandmothers is definitely a silent love. They know even when we don't say anything. Yeah, I'll say this. We don't have enough people that's in tune with each other. I'll say this. When I go to a tragic event, I always look for the one that was in tune with the family. Everybody ain't in tune with the family. But I always look for that one that been sitting around watching everybody. It's always somebody sitting back in the cut. And I try to identify who that person is because they was watching all of y'all. And that's the person that was telling you, you shouldn't be doing this and you shouldn't be doing that. It's always, every family got that one person that they be sitting back in the cut, humming. They in tune. And y'all don't even treat them, y'all got to treat them people, y'all got to treat them well. That's all I'm saying. Somebody said, Tory, you thrive for taking other folks' dysfunctions. You a different breed. Most folks dealing with bad issues. So on the flip side of that, I fear if other folks finally get there. I don't know what you're trying to say, Blacksmith. Smith Black. What I'm saying is that if we can create safer spaces for each other, if we can have empathy for each other, if we can have more understanding of each other, that helps. That helps because I have to understand people every day. Even if they lash out, even if they say something they don't mean, I understand the degree of stress, so I don't lash back. Like sometimes you can't fire back because if you fire back, it's just gonna create a bigger situation. So I don't fire back. I don't fire back at all. I just let them go. Why? Because it be things I want to say. And I bet you, because I observe a lot, sometimes I know I better not say what I really want to say. Because if I say that, that person will fall apart. Because I've watched and I'm dealing with everything. So me being an advocate, I got to really watch what I say. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes I don't say nothing around. I always try to be encouraging because if I flip and say what I really want to say, folks they're going to take it too much to heart because of who I am. So I just try to give them the clever idea of what to do. You know, let's do this. Let's try this. I'll stay on that side of the fence instead of really trying to core them out. And a lot of y'all want to core folks out. Y'all want to core folks out. The tongue is so deadly and understanding that we all going through the stress. We all got stress. We all got problems. We all got things that we trying to accomplish and obstacles, structured obstacles in the way. I open up the lines for any black male that want to talk about that short life span idea. But look, when we come back, I want to talk about people always thinking that talking is the solution. Something came to me the other day because everybody want to talk. I want to talk about, I got something that I need to say because it'll help. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
It's 1017 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey there, did you hear? There are still spots open for Girl Scout Summer Camp 2025.
Whether you're into water activities, arts and crafts, sports and games, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you.
Choose from GSY's day camps, overnight camps, community day camps, or Camp Hero.
Bring a friend and get ready for a summer full of adventure, friendship, and leadership.
Register today and let's make this the best summer ever, Girl Scout style.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
On me. My affirmations over real. You on your, you the one. Ain't nobody we the. Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. I hype me up. I got 99 problems, but I got
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show, DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I want. This is something I got to get off my chest, Truth Nation, because a lot of people, they be talking. They love to talk, you know, and we got a lot of people talking. Now we got social media, DJ Brother Z. You can scroll right now, folks talking right now, you know. And they saying something powerful. You know, it's powerful. But you don't see the changes on the ground. And a lot of people, I'm not a person that likes to hope a lot. Like, I like to have faith and work. I like to work off knowing that if I work and I'm determined, it'll eventually happen. It takes a little work, a little elbow grease, but it'll eventually happen. And many times folks we got a lot of meetings going on. There's a lot of folks slick with that tongue, with the motivation. But I came up with a concept. Don't talk about it. Make sure that people are taught about it. Talk about is one thing. taught about is another thing. Some people will talk about the kids and the behavior, but they won't get out and teach the kids the right behavior. They'll talk and complain, and they can see the problem, but they won't go and teach and make sure that people have the understanding. We assume through talk that people are taught. But when you start doing a little digging, you're going to realize that people are not taught about it. We just talk about it. Talk about it. The phrase implies a conversation or discussion about a particular topic. It suggests sharing thoughts, opinions, and ideas in a formal or in a meeting type setting, or even on the radio. We talk. But talk means it implies instruction, education, or guidance on a specific subject. Taught. Instruction. Taught. Education. Guidance. Taught. Not talk. Taught. It suggests that someone has been formally or informally educated, trained on a specific topic. So I'm wondering if we're actually teaching, or are people actually being taught? Even when it comes to the young people, even when it comes to the young folks. I see a lot of young folks running around. The other day, I saw 4 young people who took food from this man. They grabbed his box of food. It looked like he had chips, some candy, some items, and he was doing something. It looked like he was homeless. And they took the food from the homeless person. And they started running. Now, when they started running, I didn't see it until they ran past me holding the food. I didn't know they stole his food until he came past me saying that they stole it. And so I was like, why would these young kids take food from an old person? Are they taught? Have anybody sat down and tried to teach or instruct? Or were they talked to? Don't do this. Don't do that. You should know better. You know what I mean? We tell that. We say that. We say that all the time. We talk to people, but are we teaching? Are they taught? People are calling the show. Hey, we want to talk about it. I'm talking community, but Truth Nation is active. I have an active listening audience. We show up, we get outside, we get stuff done, and we keep it moving. And some of the people who call into the show and say, you know, we need to talk about this, we need to talk about that. No, you need to go out and teach that. If you understand the concept, why don't you go out and teach? Take some time and teach. There's not enough teaching going on. A lot of these people were not taught, educated, instructed. A lot of people just running wild, and a lot of people who got a problem with those people, and if you see that's a problem, why don't you go and try to instruct and educate and teach? We got to get back to hands-on. They say, well, they ain't going to listen to you. Well, you ain't even go over there to see. You was yelling at them. You know, the trick to dealing with young people is to help them understand that you care and then give them instructions, and everybody not going to take those instructions. Now, I'm not saying every person you're talking to is going to listen. You in a relationship and they ain't listening. I'm not saying that. But we got to get back to taking a hands-on approach to our community. And instead of assuming, talking about it, we got to make sure that people are taught. And this is where I've been at. I've been trying to teach by being the example of what I want to see. When people talk about what I do, I go and try to instruct the youth. This is the mind frame you got to have. This is the way you got to approach the situation. This is the way you got to deal with this. I don't go and assume that they know. I start from scratch. A lot of people like to talk. But now it's time to get taught. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation? A lot of this education that these kids is getting nowadays, it's almost no child left behind. They just push them through. A lot of these ideas of what we had coming up, we knew how to write cursive. I still know how to write cursive to this day. I know how to write cursive. I know how to write a business letter. I know how to do certain things that were taught to me when I was coming up. How many young people right now know how to do cursive? How many young people do you know right now that knows how to write a business letter? Certain things, home ec, they don't even have it in the schools. The trades, they used to have the auto mechanic class that we can choose to take in the school. Wood shop, home ec. Okay. So we got to make the adjustments. We got to create avenues. Taught, not talk. And that takes being on the front lines. That takes rolling up your sleeves. A lot of things are missing. The moral foundations are missing. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation? So when that happens, we have to make the adjustment. The problem is you're afraid to make the adjustments. You don't want to take those chances to teach. You want to talk. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can get plenty of talk, but you'll get few people that's willing to teach. All right. Hopefully I got that point across. When we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversations. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Our
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Sponsored by the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at omegasecurityguard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Brewers are on a rough stretch, dropping their second straight game to the Cleveland Guardians Tuesday night, 2-0. The offense has been blanked 4 times in May, with the bats continuing to struggle and staying battle-tested.
We've kind of squandered because we're off to such a great start last year, and we never had to worry. You know what I mean? Well, we did, but you know what I'm saying? By this time, we were off and running and 4 or 5 game lead probably, and things felt good. You know, these young guys were believing, and it was fun.
Milwaukee now sits at 20-23 on the season, trailing the first-place Cubs by 5 games in the NL Central. They'll try to avoid the sweep Wednesday afternoon before heading back to Milwaukee. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, hey, teach me how to do it, hey. Baby like smooth, what? Can you teach me how to do it? You know why? Cause all the girls love me, hey. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin', and for you to back it up and dump it, get it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you.
Living the Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. I want to open up the lines for this question of the day. Question of the day. Should a woman ask for marriage, or should the man be the one to present marriage? Who should bring up marriage? I mean, should the woman say, hey, I ain't gonna stick around if we don't get married? You know what I mean? Or should the man be like, I want to marry you. I love you. Like, who should be the one pushing for marriage? And I know everybody could have goals, like goals of marriage. You know, hey, one day I eventually want to get married. And we should all be building up, if that's what you want to do, building yourself to be in a marriage. Because sometimes folks will get up for the wedding, and then after the honeymoon, real life kick in. DJ Brother Z. It seemed like the build up to the wedding is powerful. You know, y'all planning, y'all making arrangements, y'all sending out invites. You know, everybody excited, but a marriage is work. And I'll say this. When I see these conversations, I can see on both sides. Both sides got valid points. Both sides got valid points. I'm just saying, who should initiate the marriage conversation? Let's say y'all been dating. Let's say y'all been in a relationship. Should the woman be like, hey, it's time to check, it's time to put this relationship on paper? Or should the man be like, you know what? I wanna take this to the next level. Let's get a poll up, DJ Brother Z, in the chat. Should it be the man? Hey, God told me you was my wife. How many of y'all done heard that? Or should it be the woman? Hey, look, I need this ring. If you like it, you need to put the ring on it. Or both. Should it be mutual? (833-212-1017). Talk to text 833-212-1017. It seems like both sides have gotten delusional in this whole thing. And we trying to bring it back to the center. And I need y'all married couples, especially y'all that been making it, especially y'all that made it a long time. I need y'all to hit these lines. I need those that are in the situation where they want to be married or however they trying to do it. I need y'all to hit these lines. Who should initiate marriage? And I'm going to tell you right now, marriage ain't that simple. You got to be able to work in the ideal of a lifetime partnership. And many times after that wedding is over with, after all the attention and the gown and all that tuxedo, after all that's to the side, the cake then got ate up. Y'all got the little part of the cake in the freezer for the year anniversary. It's work. Who should determine to take it to the next level? The man, the woman, or should it be mutual? Maybe both sit down and say, hey, this is what we about to do. I just see a whole divide on this concept. Charles, you're on the new 1017 Truth. How you doing, Charles?
I'm blessed. And first, I just want to say, again, you have an excellent show. The whole station, y'all got a lot of great shows. You know, people doing their best. Blessings, Charles. As far as this marriage thing, you know, I've been married for 10 years. I just had an anniversary last month. When I was growing up, I never saw myself being married. I'm pretty sure anybody that knew me didn't see it either. But the person that wants to get married more is the person that should bring it up. You got to fight for what you want in this lifetime, and you can't expect another person to want what you want for you more than you want it for you.
Okay, so you saying that the person who wants to be married should be the one discussing it?
You should bring it up, clearly communicate that to your partner, and then see where they stand on it. Because you bringing it up to them might be the first time that they ever thought about it.
So you're saying when people are in relationships, how far off is it from marriage?
You know, every relationship is different. You know, because people have different intentions and they have different seasons in their life.
I agree.
But the person that wants it more, you should be the person to bring it up. To be honest, I feel bad for women because for you to want to be married, but to be waiting for somebody to ask you is a disservice to you. If you want to be married, I feel like women should propose, put their man on the spot, and then whatever answer they give you, then you know something. Instead of you sitting back waiting 10 years for him to ask you, thinking he was going to ask you. If you ready to get married, ask him. If he say no, then maybe it's time for you to move on.
Yeah, because ain't that the way to really make a decision? If you ask him, what, do she come with the ring?
I wouldn't come with the ring.
Did she get you at the Brewers game and be like, hey, on the Jumbotron or what?
No, I wouldn't put him on the spot like that either, especially if it's a black man.
But hey, you're right though, because it'll make sense. But I'll say this, and you've been married 10 years. How hard is the work to keep a marriage going? Because sometimes people don't understand marriage is more than just glitz, glamour, and things like that. It's a day-to-day operation.
Man, it's the hardest thing I ever did in my life. And, you know, when I was a kid and you hear them older guys talking all that happy wife, happy life, or, you know, just give her whatever she want. And, you know, I definitely wasn't into that. But now that I'm older, I understand 100% what they were saying.
What about happy spouse, happy house?
You know, is the temperament of a man and the temperament of a woman is different a lot of times. So as a man, you go through so many hard things in your life that you have to overcome. You are accustomed to that. Women are typically used to getting what they want all the time. In a marriage, they're not going to get what they want all the time because it's a partnership. So on a lot of the little things, you're going to have to cave in. You know, whatever it is she want to watch on TV, you know, go ahead and do that. Whatever
the small stuff, yeah.
Want to eat for dinner, yeah, you go ahead. Now, you're going to stand on where you want to live at or, you know, how you want to raise your kids. But all the little stuff, you might as well let her have that because it's not worth all the arguments because you're going to have plenty of arguments regardless on things that are really important to you. You got to give in on all the little stuff.
Okay. Hey, look, I appreciate you for calling in, Charles. Married 10 years. DJ Brother Z said he wasn't even expected. Nobody thought he would be the man that get married and be the one that could stick around that long. Okay? So, like I said, but you know what I'm seeing? Where men are kind of making a point. A lot of people want the provisions of a male, and they want that, and you should want that as a woman. But many times, in order for that man to get to those points where he can be solid, he has to go on this journey, and he has to find his niche. And you very rarely see people along for the journey. So a lot of men are saying, if I created this journey and I meet somebody after I get to the finish line, I get married and I got benefits, and then this person can just come and take half of that. You know, they're saying, what is the benefit to the male? They say men save money when they single, and women save money when they're in a relationship. This is what the men are saying. This is what the men are saying. All I'm saying is, when I was coming up, because I got married at 19, and I was in church, I was a young deacon. I got married young. I waited to have sex before I got married. It was tough. You know when they say you got to go take a cold shower? I was a cold shower person. Whew. I married my high school sweetheart, but then after that, I started realizing, okay, as I got older, just a lot of people just not prepared to be married. The ideal of marriage and actually operating in a marriage is two different things. And some people, they'll take a marriage to gain an advantage. And a lot of times you got to be careful on who you starting to go into these partnerships with, because sometimes you're the advantage. Instead of life being the advantage, I'm with you. Life is better because I'm with you. You know, we're going to take this life and make the most out of it. You the target. Either male or female. The female may be the target. The man might be the target. But instead of coming together and making it life work for two, it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. Britt says, I need me a man like Charles who clearly understands women. Hey, I'll say this. The delusionality of coming together, we need to revisit that. What does that mean? Do we have a plan? What are we trying to do? What are we trying to get out of this? And I think that once we start there, people will start coming to better terms and understanding how to operate within what we call a unity, a unit. No longer two, but one. And I think that people will take two different personalities, try to get it into a marriage, and they like oil and water. It's like it don't last long because y'all forgot that a marriage makes you more one entity, one idea. So the Bible says, do not be unequally yoked. Try to get somebody more on the framework of where you're trying to go. It's something serious. It's real. It's really something serious. I've been married before. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call, That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call, That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call, That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need the $100 hookup. This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavani's.com.
On Thursday, May 22nd, join Sharp Literacy for the 9th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program serving thousands of urban elementary students in 47 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
Experience some of the most cherished popular music of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound, May 23rd through the 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Byron Stripling will lead the MSO and an exciting trio of vocalists that include Broadway superstar Chester Gregory, Ashley J., and Brick Liam in a musical sojourn of hits made famous by legendary talents such as Lou Rawls, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, and The Temptations. Songs like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm Coming Out will come alive in fun and stylish arrangements that are sure to have you dancing and humming along in your seat. Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound runs May 23rd through the 25th only. So lock up your tickets right now by calling the box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Now somebody tell him I'm single for the night. Yeah, I'm single. Had to cancel that bitch. Like me, no, I ain't tripping on nothing. I'm sipping on something, and my homeboy say he got a bad bitch for me, and I'm single.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. Hey, we got some people in the chat hollering back. Britt, it says, Sherwin tells us all this relationship business, Tory Lowe. We want to know. You have a lady or you married, people want to know. I'll tell you this. I got married before, and I talk to people, but as far as to deal with marriage, I want to make sure, because I already went through the whole marriage thing. And rest in peace to Kamisha Lowe. She passed away from lupus. Rest in peace. But if I'm going to get married, that's different from talking and dating. And if I'm going to get married, I'm going to make sure that I got the partner and that we agree on everything we're trying to do and moving forward. Yeah, we may have the day-to-day petty stuff, but overall, our ideas got to match. And it's hard to get into that space if that's not the case. You know, that's tough. That's tough. And, hey, I'll say this. That's why I keep telling people, you got to get back to some kind of mutual agreement on what y'all trying to do with it. And if that ain't the case, then don't even try it. Don't even try. You're going to have a lot of problems. You have a lot of problems if y'all ain't on one accord, or if y'all ain't in a certain type of agreement or where y'all want to take it. Ooh-wee. And y'all got some paperwork and y'all ain't together. Ooh-wee. That's going to be a problem. The Bible say don't be unequally yoked. You know. I ain't trying to be Chuck Willery or nothing. But you better have that love connection. We got Tyrone on the lines. We got some chat. We got some talk to text. And we're going to get to that at the top of the hour. But where are we at on the poll, DJ Brother Z? Where's the poll saying?
77% of people say men should propose, and 23% of people say either or.
So men should be the ones. God told me that you was my wife. You know how they come when they, I'm ready. This the one. And you know when you see the one. You know when they the one, you know it, and then you can't tell nobody when it's time for marriage. You can't tell nobody that this ain't the one. You know when you ready and when you in that space. And the truth is, a lot of times the vibration and the frequency be in that space where, hey, we gonna try this. Hey, look, when we come back, we got Tyrone on the lines. We're gonna talk to Tyrone. And we got some chat. We got some talk to text. We're going to try to get to it all when we get back. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Hey, Truth fam. This is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
It's Dr. Ken Harris, and you can watch me now live on YouTube every weekday from 4 to 6 p.m., and you can watch the best radio show in Wisconsin by going to 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Watch me explore the issues which are shaping our community while also having fun discussions, pop culture, current events, all kind of stuff going on right here on YouTube right now by subscribing to 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube.
The more you listen to your kids, the closer you'll be. So we asked kids, what do you want your parents to hear?
I feel sometimes that I'm not listened to. I would just want you to listen to me more often and evaluate situations with me and lead me towards success.
We're not adults, so just be there and listen. I just want someone to yap to. And I just feel like I'll be fine if someone just hears me talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
You're doing a really good job. And I don't think I tell you that enough. And I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us. But try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find resources to help you support your kids and their emotional well-being at sounditouttogether.org. That's sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. One person is in custody after a fire at the downtown college. Surveillance video showed the person intentionally set a chair on fire on the 3rd floor of the Student Center at Milwaukee Area Technical College around 6:40 a.m. Tuesday morning before fleeing. 2 employees quickly put out the fire, but it did trigger the sprinkler system, causing water damage throughout the building. Milwaukee police arrested the suspect later that afternoon and is recommending arson charges. The Student Center remains closed on the downtown campus today, making more administrative cuts within Milwaukee Public Schools. Superintendent Dr. Brenda Casilius plans to eliminate 31 positions in the central office as part of her reconstructuring plan. She says these cuts will focus more support on teachers and students.
We would look at the job-embedded positions in this actual school building to be able to support our teachers, and they'll always then have somebody right at hand to be able to support their instruction in the classroom.
As part of the reconstructuring, Dr. Casilius also eliminated regional superintendents and intends to hire a chief operations officer. The use of cell phones will be out of the school's control and into the hands of the state. State lawmakers are debating a bill to add Wisconsin to the growing list of states banning K-12 students from using cell phones in schools while class is in session. The bill proposes that school boards adopt a uniform cell phone policy with exceptions for emergencies, health needs, and educational purposes. The bill would require schools to implement cell phone policies by July 2026. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the 3rd hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we got a poll going on. Who should be the one initiating the request for marriage? The man, the woman, or both? Maybe sit down, maybe kind of have a mutual conversation. Or, baby, I can't live without you. Or the woman, hey, look, we here. I'm with you. Let's put it on paper. Hey, take the poll in the chat. We got some people in the chat. Not Really a City Girl says, Tory, was marriage easy for you? What did you implement to have success in a marriage respectfully? I was young. I was 19 years old, and I was using the moral base, the church base, the Bible based structure at that time. And, I was a young deacon. I was a young deacon at the time, and I was trying to do the right thing because they said that you couldn't even, back then when I was in church, they said you couldn't even think about a woman, DJ Brother Z. If you even thought about a woman, you was committing sin, in that way. So I was really good at just kind of, trying to stick to those principles. So I implemented the more spiritual route in my marriage. I took the biblical, I was in a more stricter religion, Pentecostal, apostolic, Pentecostal. So that was the base. But now that I'm older, I had a chance to live life. I have a chance to understand a wide range of different ways that you can engage. So I think that when I think about marriage, you better find somebody that's more going in your direction, going toward where you're trying to go and understanding where y'all both can meet each other's needs and continue in that direction. We got Tyrone on the lines. Tyrone, you on the new 101.7 The Truth. How you doing, Tyrone?
Oh, good afternoon, young man, Tory Lowe. Good afternoon, man, Z, DJ Z. Good
DJ
afternoon,
Brother
Milwaukee.
Z.
Yeah, good afternoon to all of you. And you're absolutely right. Blessed, joyful, grateful, thanking the Lord. Thanks for asking. How about your family?
Hey, powerful.
Everybody's good? That's good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear everybody's good. And, you're absolutely right. I couldn't have said it better myself. Everything that you've said in a couple of calls, I'm just getting in about 15 minutes ago, so, I'm tuned in to you right away. But I just want to keep it short, basically, first of all, one should prove oneself caring, sharing, and friendly. First of all, no negative vibes. Try to be caring about whoever you meet. It's just like you said. You married your high school sweetheart. For me, that probably, because I had a handful that I had to choose and pick from, and they weren't having it back then. So I just went ahead, progress forward. But first of all, one has to be communicatable and prove oneself, friendly and likable. And, to be able to like somebody is to, be able to say, well, we like each other, and then, that can work its way into love and respect and caring and sharing and all those wonderful things like that, But it's a lot of individuals have their own different twist on it there. So each shoe have to fit each individual whichever way it fits there. But if you start out by being caring, sharing, liking the individual and, just saying, I want to share what you care for you and respect you and, that's a good way to start. Be friendly, prove oneself friendly. And, that's a good start. But
friendly toward the
we'll talk, man. I'm going to get down there and sit with you. But enjoy this sunshine, blue skies. Liz Brown, good seeing you or talking with you. And, what's up, Atlanta Banana? Catch up with Atlanta Banana.
Hey,
but
Truth Nation. Shout out to Truth Nation. Hey, look, I appreciate you for tapping in, Tyrone. And it is, it's really not rocket science. And I'm gonna throw out some advice. Love is a growth situation. Love continues to grow. And where you meet somebody, in 5 years from now, they should never be in the same situation that you met them. It should be a progressive idea. And many times we make excuses why people are not progressing and why, people may be toxic and you may accept some abuse here and there. But really, marriage is a vehicle that should be used to progress your life. Even relationships, like you should be getting with people that can add to you and not soak you down, not drain you, not just wear you down. You know what I mean? So the world gonna try to wear you down anyway. You gonna when you walk outside, go to work, when you doing all this other stuff, you gonna have challenges. But when you pairing up, when you're a team, the goal is to win the championship. The goal is to get together and try to overcome all obstacles together. So many times you got to find that person or the one that's willing to make that road a little bit better. The person you met in high school may not be the person you meet after they get out of college, because people are continuing to change. So you got to be willing to take that journey when you're with somebody. Are you willing to take this journey with this person? Not just a love journey, a life journey of whatever can happen, rich or poor, for better or for worse, sickness and health. These are things that happens when you're living life, and in the Bible, they is stating these things because everything ain't going to be all peaches and cream. So do you care about that person enough? That's it. Do you care about that person enough to take that journey through life? And if the answer is yes, you might have something. You might have something. And then I had a one uncle who thought he was slick. You know, he talked slick. He said, Tory, find somebody that wants you. Because if you want them, you got to do what they say. But if they want you, they'll follow your leadership. And that's the advice that he gave me. And I think that the more and more I see couples, many times I wonder, did they want each other? Did he want her and she didn't want him? Or did she want him and then they kind of tried to make it work from there? I don't know. But it's better. You better get with somebody that's willing to go the long way, to go the distance with you. That's the best advice I could give you. Can y'all go the distance? Are you willing to go the distance? That's it. Hey, it ain't no magic trick. You just got to get to work. Marriage is work. Hey, when we come back, I got some stories I got to get into. I can't believe I ain't got into no stories today. When we come back, I got a couple stories we got to touch on. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Coming with straight truth.
I wonder how many of these kids that's running around here, if they tested them for lead, look up lead crisis in different townships and look at the behavior and then look at what's going on in Milwaukee and match it up. Do your little research. Go get your thumbs instead of getting in the comments and arguing with folks. Go look up the side effects of a lead poison environment, then watch the news.
Catch the Tory Lowe Show every weekday from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ready to join the fun? With Girl Scouts extended year membership from Girl Scouts,
you can sign up by June 30th and get up to 18 months of adventure through September 30th, 2026.
Girls starting kindergarten or first grade in 2025 will also receive 3 Get Ready with Girl Scouts activity books,
featuring games, crafts, and stories the whole family will love, for free. Plus, you'll even get a special gift from the Girl Scouts. Join today and get ready to grow, explore, and shine with Girl Scouts.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All I ever wanted was a black Grand National. Being rational, give them what they ask for. It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough. You better reach that, but it's not enough. Say you bigger than myself, but it's not enough. I get on their yeah, somebody gotta do it. I made it mad. Yeah, somebody gotta do it. I take the G-pad. Yeah, do it. We survived outside, all from the music. What?
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show.
Welcome home.
DJ Brother Z on the ones and twos. We making national news. We making national news, Truth Nation. Federal grand jury indicts Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan. Dugan is accused of helping an undocumented migrant evade ICE arrest. The grand jury came back. The grand jury have indicted her. We got video on this from a WISN. We got video as we broadcast live on social media. Let's listen.
Indictment tonight, charged with helping a man evade immigration arrest.
Now, this is a story that's making national headlines. 12 News' Kendall Keys is leading us off tonight at 10 live in Milwaukee with that indictment. Kendall?
Federal prosecutors charged Judge Hannah Dugan last month. That grand jury in a hearing here today found probable cause to continue that case and issued that indictment. A federal grand jury indicting Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dugan after a hearing Tuesday in Milwaukee. Judge Dugan is accused of helping an undocumented immigrant named Eduardo Flores Ruiz evade arrest April 18th after being in her courtroom. The indictment says Judge Dugan had immigration agents leave the location of the planned arrest and go to the chief judge's office. Then it says Dugan instructed Ruiz and his attorney to exit the courtroom through a non-public jury door. Ruiz made it out of the courthouse, but ICE agents later arrested him. FBI Director Kash Patel posting this photo on X of Judge Dugan's arrest 1 week later. Former U.S. Judge Nancy Gertner, who's led an effort criticizing the arrest, spoke with 12 News political director Matt Smith on Upfront.
I don't think it would be acceptable behavior if it's true. The question is if it is true. The affidavit in support of the arrest says that she sent him out the side door to a public hallway. Let me repeat that, to a public hallway. This was not secreting him outside the courtroom. This was to a public hallway. So I'm gonna withhold any judgment until I hear what the hell they're talking about.
And Kendall, Judge Dugan's legal team is now responding tonight.
Right, in a statement to 12 News, her legal team says Judge Dugan asserts her innocence and looks forward to being vindicated in court. Now, Dugan is expected back in federal court on Thursday. She's currently not hearing any cases in Milwaukee County.
Hey, all right, well, federal grand jury they made the decision. I'll say this, many times when we talk about what is the proper procedures, the judges are supposed to know. The judges are supposed to move with knowledge of the system because they the judge. So for a judge to get indicted by a grand jury, that's a lot. That's a grand jury. They could have been like, this ain't that. But so I'm gonna keep my eyes open on this one. All I'm saying is, when you're trying to help someone through another way, is that the way? Have anybody else? I want to know, have anybody else went through the back way out, DJ Brother Z? Is this regular? If it's something regular that she do, then they can't say it's isolated to this undocumented person or whatever he is. If she let people go out that door on a regular basis, she might got a good case, DJ Brother Z. If she let every person that come in her courtroom, or a few people come in her courtroom and go out that door that they talking about, she might can say, hey, look, this is how I run my courtroom. Sometimes I don't want the plaintiff and the defendant going out the same door. So I let one go out this way and the other one go out the other way. That's all I'm saying. Somebody's Mo the Elephant says, nah, the grand jury has been wrong in a lot of cases. Then again, the justice system in this country is whatever those in charge want it to be. I'll say this. If this person that went through that other way, if he was the only person that she ever did that to, it might be a problem. It might be a problem. But if this is, sometimes you don't want two parties to conflict. It was a domestic situation going on where some things took place. Maybe she was like, hey, I'm going to let you go out this way because I don't want y'all to bump heads on the way out. I don't know. But if it ain't that, she gonna have to, and then she had knowledge that they was there, and she maneuvered it in a certain way that tried to give the undocumented person an advantage. She in trouble. It's just simple as that. Just like that. There's a mandate out here, and America voted for this mandate. Overwhelmingly voted for what's going on. That's all I'm saying. So you gotta follow the instructions as it come down. Motor Elephant says, Tory, you are right, because if she has a habit of doing it, may be crazier, but because they will question her procedures too. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, if this is a one-off where it was a situation going on and she said, hey, y'all can go this way, and it's due to the fact that somebody was there trying to get him, she in trouble, period. But like I said, if she was a judge, and like I said, sometimes you don't want people to have conflict in the courtroom. So, hey, I'm going to let y'all go this way so y'all don't have the interaction, and then I'm going to let these people go that way. Now, if that was how she was maneuvering in her courtroom, then that's something else. So I'm interested to see, because it seemed like the lady that they was talking to on the news, she was kind of upset, and she probably was familiar with her. But at the end of the day, was she following the rules? Was she following the proper protocol? It's her courtroom. What did they follow the correct steps? Was she aware? Have she ever allowed somebody to go that way? These are all the questions that I have. Also, we got another story I want to talk about. There was a huge fire. And I'll say this, salute to everybody that's working to resolve, help these families in whatever capacity. Once again, if everybody do a little, nobody ain't got to do a lot. But now we're starting to see the families are starting to come out and talk about their experience from the fire, the 5-alarm fire that claimed 5 lives over Mother's Day weekend. And a lot of people got displaced. Once again, the Red Cross has shelter. If y'all know anybody that's been displaced from the fire over the weekend, over Mother's Day weekend right here in the city, tell them to call the Red Cross, contact the Red Cross. But we got video of the families speaking out. Let's listen.
Dead, and Milwaukee Fire tells us today 6 people are still in the hospital.
We also learned today the name of the 5th victim. The medical examiner identified her as Shaquanda Harris. She was just 32 years old. Her family gathered at the burned building this afternoon after the news of her death.
Yeah, it happened as investigators continue to comb through charred evidence, searching for an answer to how the fire started. Adam Reif joining us live in studio now with the very latest tonight. Adam.
Well, Natalie and Jessup, there's still a lot to process here, both emotionally for the families and practically for the investigators. Fire officials and investigators trying to get answers now. How'd the fire start and how did it spread? Because hundreds more buildings in the Milwaukee area could similarly be at risk. Now, at the same time, survivors don't know what's next. Still others are mourning the dead.
She was loved her kids, the life of the party, joyful, had the biggest smile.
Shaquanda Harris's sisters will never see that smile again.
My sister was just loving. Shortest one in the room with the biggest mouth.
Nor will Shaquanda's 5 children, the youngest of whom is just 1. Shaquanda Harris was identified Tuesday as the 5th victim of the Mother's Day fire at the Highland Court apartment building.
We just try to take it day by day and just let them know that we all in this together.
6 people remain hospitalized. Survivors are also struggling to process the aftermath.
I'm still experiencing it. Even though the matter is over with, I watch people die, so I'll be getting some counseling.
While people grieve, investigators are working the scene, trying to figure out how the fire started and whether it was intentional.
There's a lot going on here, a lot of dynamics. We can't rule anything out, which is, with such a huge loss of life, it's just critical that we get it by the numbers.
They're preserving potential evidence by keeping the building secure.
Until we rule out a whole bunch of stuff, scientific methodology, we cannot state with certainty it's one thing or the other.
The apartment building was not required to have sprinklers and was regularly inspected.
We observed no violations in this building whatsoever.
It'll stay boarded up and secure for the foreseeable future. So far, 114 people have been displaced. 29 spent the night at a Red Cross shelter. Only monetary donations are needed right now.
It's too early in the situation. We haven't seen what's going on inside the building, so we don't know what needs have to be met.
Nearly 150 firefighters responded Sunday and carried out more than 45 rescues.
Their swift response, their long hours, their caring.
Officials acknowledge answers may not come quickly. In the meantime, Shaquanda Harris's family was preparing to celebrate her birthday in 2 weeks. Instead, they'll plan a funeral and figure out how to raise her children.
We look like mama, so now we is mama.
Oh, wow.
So 6 people remain hospitalized, as mentioned. A doctor from Ascension's burn unit was there at the news conference today. I asked him for an update on their condition specifically, but he declined to give an update, saying it was out of respect for their privacy. Natalie and Jessup, back to you.
Hey, look, once again, let's send up prayers for a speedy recovery for those that remain in the hospital from this 5-alarm fire that took 5 lives. They're saying 6 people are still in the hospital, and over 100 people were displaced. Once again, if anybody have been displaced, contact the Red Cross. They have resources. They have shelter. And now we are trying to find the official donation link, and I haven't seen that. And I think whatever we have to do, we'll try to do it right here on the Tory Lowe Show. I still haven't got anything concrete, and I know how it is when it come to money. Okay? Like, when it come to folks and money, it could get funny. So I'm not going to put out nothing. I'm not going to talk about nothing that I'm not sure where the source is, a trusted source, okay? Because, you know, I've been out here advocating for a long time, and I seen them fake GoFundMes go up. It's sad that some people will wait till a tragic incident happen, and they'll try to gain from it. They'll try to put out false ideas, and we got to make sure it's 100% for sure. I may try to get somebody from the Red Cross on the lines to make sure that we have all the proper information, because it seems like they have shelter, they have resources right now. So we're going to make sure that hopefully, DJ Brother Z, maybe throw a call out there like we did with Northcott, you know, to see if the Red Cross can come and give just general information how we can actually donate. Or is there, you know, maybe an individual family may emerge. Somebody contacted me about their relative, but I think that everybody's still trying to, you know, get their wits about themselves. And I'm sure in the next couple days, this is still fairly new. The shock is still fairly there. So I believe that in the next coming days, there will be more people moving around, reaching out to the community and trying to get some resolve. So let's kind of hold off and make sure that we do the correct things at the right time instead of just trying to do something. Let's make sure that we get the resources directly to those that are in need, or find out what they're using to get the help. So, well, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
On Thursday, May 22nd, join Sharp Literacy for the 9th annual Unwrapped Milwaukee fundraising event from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 3rd Street Market Hall. Unwrapped is an evening of community, creativity, and food. Top area chefs will create gourmet appetizer, entree, and dessert bites using McDonald's ingredients. The fundraiser will support Sharp's STEAM-based educational program serving thousands of urban elementary students in 47 Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine schools. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
Most people don't know that a county executive is a higher elected position than a mayor. Most people don't know what a state assembly representative does, a state senator, nor their function in overall state government. Most people, in fact, don't know what a school board representative actually does. Ask a person who their county board supervisor is, and they'll likely shrug their shoulders. Also, most people don't vote. We're in for a world of hurt. If we don't know the functions of our government at the very basic level, then we are not nearly equipped for what is going to happen to this nation for the next 4 years. All they had to do was tell unsophisticated folks gas prices are too high, inflation is too high, bacon and eggs cost too much. It's this guy's fault, it's this party's fault. Vote for us. Don't think about the criminal prosecutions. Don't think about all the malfeasance. Don't think about all of the misconduct and the corruption. We're going to make your bacon cheaper. We're going to make your eggs cheaper. We're also going to gut the FBI. We're also going to gut anything related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're going to shred this nation from the top to the bottom, all in favor of a handful of folks. How about this? Let's tell people that immigrants are actually the problem. And then Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk will bring in the most highly trained immigrants this nation has ever seen. Why? Because Americans are none the wiser. Don't believe me? Look at public school children's performance, not just in Milwaukee, not just in Wisconsin, but nationwide. Get ready for a long ride, ladies and gentlemen. A very long ride.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Kohler, the company you probably know best for its kitchen and bathroom fixtures, is also heavily involved in golf. The Kohler family and his business has an established relationship with PGA of America, partnering with the organization on golf tournaments and special events, including the PGA Works Collegiate Championship. Kohler Chair and CEO David Kohler says the student athletes that participate in the tournament come from all walks of life.
These are incredible student athletes. I mean, just to play at this level of golf is one thing, but they're also, great students. They're ambitious about their future career that could be in the game of golf. It could be a professional golfer. It could be in the golf industry.
Kohler also gives back to the community. It provides a grant to the PGA Works HBCU Golf Scholarship Endowment as part of an effort to help get more young people from diverse backgrounds access to the sport. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Brewers are on a rough stretch, dropping their second straight game to the Cleveland Guardians Tuesday night, 2-0. The offense has been blanked 4 times in May, with the bats continuing to struggle and staying battle-tested.
We've kind of squandered because we're off to such a great start last year, and we never had to worry. You know what I mean? Well, we did, but you know what I'm saying? By this time, we were off and running and 4 or 5 game lead probably, and things felt good. These young guys were believing, and it was fun.
Milwaukee now sits at 20-23 on the season, trailing the first-place Cubs by 5 games in the NL Central. They'll try to avoid the sweep Wednesday afternoon before heading back to Milwaukee. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yo, I go by the name of Pharrell from the Neptunes, and I just want to let y'all know I'm your pusher. The world is about to feel something that they never felt before. Come on.
From ghetto to ghetto, the backyard to yard, I sell it whip on whip. It's off the
Truth Nation, if you're looking for a new school for your kindergarten through 8th grade student, I have the right place for you. Have you heard of Milwaukee College Prep? For nearly 3 decades, MCP has been removing unfair barriers for children in Milwaukee. At MCP, they support the entire child. They offer pre-K, mental health services, nutritional support, intervention services, and after-school programs. This in addition to our character-first approach to learning. And most importantly, your child will receive a high-quality education, as every MCP campus earned a 4-star rating, exceeds expectations on the 2023-24 DPI report cards. Set up a time to visit Milwaukee College Prep. Go to MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com. Once again, that's MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com. Joining me on the lines is advocate and author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, happy Wednesday. Now, I started out the show talking about this little statistic that they said black men have the shortest lifespans of any Americans. And it's relatively related to stress of fighting systematic racism.
Sound about right.
And health. Health
sound about right. Absolutely.
It's called
this. And the sad reality of
they say it's called John. They say it's called John Henryism.
Okay, I can believe that. I know it's another word out here too called black fatigue. We running on adrenaline 24 hours a day too. But I can definitely see that, and it's a cause for concern, especially for those of us who are more mature and have more years behind us than we do in front of us. That is a concern. That over time, being under stress, because again, when we were talking about, self-care, it plays a major part in, disease in the body being spread due to, you being in go mode all the time or protection mode all the time, where you always at a heightened sense of alarm because of the systematic things that's going on in your regular day-to-day life, trying to work, in your personal life. I mean, when you name it, black men are definitely under a hell of a telescope, but just the black family in totality. Because, again, to take away either one of those is to also smallen the number of the women and the children that's surrounding that man as well. Because there's no way you can take from one and not have the others lack.
Right.
We know that to be true. So it's definitely an issue.
And many times I think that, when we talk about being a black man in America, it's overshadowed by so many different things.
Absolutely.
And we got to be strong in the midst of it, to be the leader, to trying to lead the way in the midst of it as well. And I remember when I said this before on the show at the top of the hour that I remember it was something that came out that said women live longer than men overall. You know what I mean?
I recall that.
I mean, when I was younger, I heard this, but I never seen it broke down into where, black men have the shortest lifespan in America. You know what I mean? So it's like, wow, like, okay, so what do we do to reverse that? What are some actions do we have to take to fight against that?
Again, I think, the biggest part is for us to get back to before they started to destroy the manhood mentality. I think a lot of us we've been programmed, like you were saying early on, about the ability to work with your hands, what they took out of the schools for young black men to be able to be self-sufficient. Because if you're not self-sufficient, a hungry dog has to be loyal to anybody that feeds him. You understand what I'm saying? And the balance of the black community, you have to have a solid foundation. And any time that is that foundation is destroyed, like we know it to be, due to the systematic racism and oppression that has came into our community, to specifically just take out the black man, get him off his balance, because to remove that foundation is to shake everything up. So I think we have to get back to self-sufficiency, and the way we do that is to make sure, again, because when we talk about the black man, we also have to mirror the other side of the coin, which is the black woman who are displaced, underpaid, last one hired, first one fired. We're in a community where we don't own anything. There's no, black banks, hospitals, schools. And when you think about that, the self-sufficiency of what the ability that we had to take care of ourselves prior to, it's not here. You know what I'm saying? Right now. Because to even say you're well-educated, you still have to pray that somebody who's not educated hire you to a job because you have the college degree. Because we're educated, but we still at the mercy of somebody else to give us a job to maintain ourselves, to take care of our families. And so that still puts you in defense mode, because you never playing offense if you always got to work for somebody else. And,
Right.
and to get that job, you got to act like somebody else. You got to be like somebody else. You got to be, that kind black man. You have to speak you have to be bootlicking and code switching to even gradually get by, to call yourself middle class. To be in that room, you have to not be who you are. You have to put on a new face to even get that job, which is another part of why you die early. You understand what I'm saying? Because
the stress.
You never know what it was like just to be you, just to be. You know, you always had to take the bass out of your voice. You always had to cut your hair off. You always had to wear a button up and not, you know, have your cornrows. You had to look like somebody else and act like somebody else.
8200 says black men got a shorter lifespan because of the stress of black men, because of the stress that black men put on each other. Plus, black men are killing each other left and right at higher rates. This is what this texter's texting in.
See, and that's the European slogan. Like, the first thing people want to do who trying to say we're making some type of excuse, you are part of the problem. Because at the end of the day, when you think about, I mean, in any community you go in, whether it's white, black, of course, if you're only surrounded by white people, then white crime happens. You're going to hurt other white people. The reality of it is there's nobody on this planet that has been targeted like the black man, woman, and child. And like I said, it's like the analogy where they put the inch in the jar and shake it up, and they start to tear each other apart. You understand what I'm saying? Like, mentally, if we're in the same vicinity and I'm messed up and you messed up, now we perfectly messed up together. Don't nothing get fixed like that. The reality is a black man in the city of Milwaukee or in the United States can get a construction job when he go to prison. But when he was out here trying to do right and get that job, they didn't want to give it to him. So we also have to be real about the system that's in place and not trying to, you know what I'm saying,
get around
overshadow that with something else.
But this
you
is
have
what
to
they
get
say.
To the root of the problem and not the side effect.
This is what the statistics say. It's because of fighting systematic racism. It's one of the leading causes, the stress. They even got a name for it, John Henryism. And that was the dude that had to work hard to build the train track and beat the machine.
Absolutely.
I think. Yeah, they called it.
And killed yourself.
Yeah, facts. That's they calling it. They naming it after that.
You cannot deny we're the only beings that have been systematically attacked time and time again, from redlining, even the black soldiers who went and fought and made America great. For everybody else, not us. Still was denied to buy a home, still was denied to even be able to eat in a restaurant with the rest of, you know what I'm saying? Like, people have to get real. Because, again, you know, the indoctrination is real, and don't nobody want to look outside that. Stop allowing other folks to think for you and go to think. Pick up a book. Because, Tory, I'm actually, I'm on this family tree legacy thing, okay? And I done went back to we're at the 1600s right now. None of my people that I love, my great-grandmama, great-great-great-great, 4 times great-grandmother, they from America. They wasn't from Africa. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
They were indigenous to the land.
American Indians. They were here before America became America. So it's so many lies that have been told. So much has been taken. And paper genocide is real, okay? So what I would tell people, before you decide to push the indoctrinated narrative, go do some homework. Because I don't care where you look, in any neighborhood, the only neighborhood where the man was attacked was in the black neighborhood. Okay? That's the only place that you can go and talk to the woman of the house because ain't no man in the house. On purpose. That's the only place you can go and look up the laws where it was put in place. So when you stop playing and get real, then you understand we've been at war. And a lot of times, being that we've been indoctrinated, the war is within ourselves because you've been taught to hate yourself. The only reason a black man can look in another black man's face and hate him or kill him because they can't even look in the mirror and love who they looking at.
Hey, well, when we come back, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today, Elizabeth Brown. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This may be another Elon Musk bureaucratic shuffle, or this may be whatever it is. These, Dr. Ken, are real consequences.
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
I believe that there's going to be a step back and a rollback to some of those places that we're talking about making cuts because of the drastic outcome that can occur.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year in 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg offices. One call, that's all.
It's the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Calling all black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We have teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black-Owned Business Give Back. Each quarter, 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey right here on award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up your business for the Spotlight interview, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure right here on The Truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank, member FDIC. Elizabeth Brown, who should propose in a relationship? Men, women, or either or?
already know I'm old school. The man better propose. Like, again, I ain't gonna have no respect for you, and I would never propose. I just wouldn't get married then. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to do it like my daddy did it. I'm sorry. Like, it's not gonna happen. So yeah,
Hey,
that would be the man for me.
what's going on with the poll, DJ Brother Z? What they saying?
68% of people said men, 28% of people said either, and 3% of people said women.
So the man, it's on the man.
Absolutely. It's 2025. Like, come on. If we don't get back to where it need to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Like, stop playing. You know, I get that. You can, again, whatever floats your boat. However, you know, the reality of what marriage is. You know, my daddy used to always tell me, you don't marry somebody you can live with. You marry somebody that you can't live without.
That sounds powerful.
I think that's powerful. Absolutely.
That sounds powerful to me.
Absolutely. Because people got this idea that, you know, marriage is happy. The majority of the time, the life ain't happy. So you know the marriage is not going to be happy all the time. The question is, have y'all made enough happy moments that's going to get y'all through the moments that's not happy? You understand what I'm saying? Like, because ain't no fairy tale. Hollywood done sold us some fairy tales, you know, thinking
She was a fairy.
that the first kiss was going to be like fireworks.
She was a fairy.
You know? Hey. Until you found out that she wasn't.
Oh, wow.
And then what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, everybody had lives, you know, but again, the reality is you just have to find somebody that's willing to grow with you. Like my mother said, you know, her and my father, at the end of the day, no matter what they went through, they chose each other at the end of the day. So you need to find somebody that's willing to, you know, accept your growth, you accepting theirs. You know, we got to get out of the slave mentality of wanting to control somebody. And I think we also have to get out of the victim mentality mind, because everybody want to guarantee that it's going to work. That ain't life. Right. Nothing is guaranteed except for life and death. If you thinking negatively, you're going to draw that. So think positive. Everybody not meant for forever. Some people just meant for tomorrow. Some people just meant for 2 years. But there's lessons to be learned on either side. I say, you know, put your heart in the right place and live. You know what I'm saying? Take chances. That's what it's all about, you know?
Hey, it's
better to have love and lost than never loved at all. Like,
right. Hey, look, it sounded powerful to me.
Hey, let's get it.
Hey, look, well, I appreciate you for being on the front lines as usual, Elizabeth Brown. We got a lot of work to do. Hey, and we work.
King, let's get it. Hey. Let's go. One love.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. All right, DJ Brother Z.
All right, Queen. All right, turn it up for what the fuck. Green don't always mean. Let's get it.
Hey, look, I appreciate everybody for adding to the show today. Salute to everybody in the chat, everybody that called in on the lines. Look, keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go, and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
Here at the new 1017 The Truth, we aim to be a staple in Milwaukee's Black community. We are committed to